Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. So, today is the first week to the end of the year where I will be debuting a new Christmas sweater every week. So, not only should you listen to the podcast every week, you should like it, share it, tell your friends. You should also look for the highlight videos of some of the topics that we have. Make sure you watch out for that because you might not know what sweater I'll debut this time.
Right. So, and you also got
be sure to comment. Oh yeah, the stash is here.
The stash is here.
Your beard is weird. My stash is trash.
Yep, that's right. My beard is weird. Can't get the stash going like yours, man. I just, I keep it.
You can. Light. People just give up. They give up because they think it looks horrible.
Oh no. And
like I said, every man does it at one point. They do it. They just decide to get rid of it because they feel self-conscious. But that's okay. I don't really care what people think. I enjoy it. So here it is. It's here to stay for at least a limited time until my wife tells me to get rid of it. But we are loaded with topics today.
Oh yeah. What have you been doing though? Besides, I know you went to Diamond, so we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But how was your week overall though?
The week overall has been pretty good. It's already been snowing here again, man, in the Chicago area. It's been snowing, which is another reason why I'm in the Christmas spirit.
There you go.
We gotta get into it.
It just got cold, and yesterday was the first day I turned my heat on. So
and when you say just got cold, what is that? Just curious.
Like in the mornings being like 32
that's
or
cold.
33.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cold.
Yeah,
that's cold.
But
you just started turning your heat on.
Yeah, like yesterday. I did.
All right, it's different.
So yeah.
Now I don't even know if I told you this.
Warm.
I know Virginia's a lot different. It's a lot warmer than where I'm at. I got family in Virginia too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in Vienna.
But here's the deal. So it was 78 Monday or something like that, and then 30 or 40. Like it goes from 33 at 9 a.m. to 60 or something. Like it's the worst time because you go to school in the morning or you go to do work in the morning and you have all this stuff on, and then by the end you're dying, So yeah, that's how it is in Virginia sometimes.
That sounds like a great temperatures to me. Yeah, I get it. It goes up. No, but so do a lot of other places. Like early in the morning, Southern California, it's chilly.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the shade hits in the night and the sun drops, it gets chilly again too. So
that's right.
You ain't hearing any sympathy from me about being cold.
No.
But it's all right.
Good. I actually worked the other night. I couldn't sleep, so I went outside at 2:30 in the morning and started running steps, and it was like 30.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm serious, bro. Yeah.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
You just couldn't sleep.
I could not sleep. I had all this energy. I just started doing something new where I cut out screen time for like an hour before I go to bed, right? And I actually got really good sleep, but I had a lot on my mind. So I got like 6 hours of really good sleep one day and woke up at 2:30. Like I went to bed super early. And then I'm just like, what am I going to do? So I went outside and lasted about 15 minutes because it was cold. But I did like running steps and stuff, and I went in, read a book, went back to sleep, and felt good.
So that's always my challenge on doing that because I do a similar type of thing. But the challenge is not checking my fantasy football or fantasy basketball scores. I'm in too many leagues too. Like everybody asked me this year. They're like, "Hey man, will you be the commissioner of this league? Will you be the commissioner of this league?" No, I'm in 8 leagues. I don't even want to be in 5 of them.
That's right. I don't do that no more, man. But yeah, things are going good with me. Big week, of course, like always. I'm going to a local tournament this weekend, about only like an hour and a half away.
Right.
So that's going to be fun. Today, got to do sparring and then do my wrestling class after that and then run over here for this. So ready to go. But
that's good.
Been enjoying watching, the live streams from WKC and watching everything from Diamond. So let's get
actually
started.
feel like it's harder. Like not necessarily harder, but you see less when you're at the event than when you're not and you're watching the live streams.
Yeah,
when you're at the event,
that's true.
You're at what your eyes can see in this area. When you're watching the live stream, you're watching everything.
Right. It's true. It's true. And it looks cool. Well, we should probably get into Diamonds first before we get into WKC.
You got any shout outs first?
Yeah. So another cool thing that happened over the weekend was Sherman Oaks Raiders did their reunion. And Gary Lee, who puts on this roast every year to honor legends every year, when
you say roast, you mean like a comedy roast?
Yeah, so he picks one martial artist that's like a legend, and they, talk about him and make fun of him and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And then they have several people doing demos and stuff, but their focus was the Sherman Oaks Raiders, which is a legendary team from Southern California. And they also gave Pops Krasno, who is Michelle Mouse Krasno's dad, who was the coach and owner of Sherman Oaks, his 10th degree. They honored him, they got Butch Tokusala was there, Leo Creer was there, Ray Wizard was there, several from the Tokusala family, several from the Krasno family. Pretty cool to see all the different people there to just be together again and recognize him. And that's probably one of the first time they've all been together in a while. So props to those guys. They were one of the best teams in the world. And when they were able to go against some of the NASCAR guys in California compete or Vegas, there were so many great stories. There was a big brawl one year between them and JPM at Vegas, where I think they actually, the referee actually started the fight between the two.
Wait, tell me. How did you not tell this story when we did our brawling episode?
Well, because I wasn't there, so this is like a legend type thing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But from what I heard was that he in the middle cup checked one of them and then hit him, and then it started this whole thing. It was
the referee kind of started dude in the groin.
Right. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, crazy, man.
How much? What kind of sense does this make? You got a group of people that are lined up to fight one another,
right?
And you're gonna antagonize them by smacking them in the groin when they're already ready to fight people.
I think there was some local kind of bias, thing, but with him too. So I don't know what was going on, but it was pretty intense. And I think Rodney Salerno is his name, or him and Pedro had a good little fight going, both of them. So it was cool. Their big team was like Leo Creer and Ray Wizard, Alvin Prouder, all great fighters. Alvin was, Alvin Prouder was maybe
probably the best of that group. Yeah.
As far as that because he did kickboxing and the other, Ray Wizard's one of my favorite fighters. And I think Leo Creer is one of the most underrated lightweights there is. So we could, of course, get in that more and more as we go. But shout out to them. And that was cool to see some of the pictures on Facebook and stuff of their reunion. So
nice.
Yeah, man.
Well, let's jump right into let's start at the Diamond Nationals, and then we'll talk a little bit about WKC. But let's talk about let's just go right down the line as to how it went. We'll start on Friday. I'm already upset.
So you were there, and
I'm upset. Judging. I was upset before I even got there. Very upset. Very upset. The only thing I'm really upset about, they switched when team fights. Team fights was scheduled to be at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, and they switched to 6.
And then open weight was going to be at 3 or 4.
Right.
Here's why I'm very upset. Okay? So here's the schedule. And what are we as customers, competitors? We are said, this is what the schedule says. Be there on time.
Right.
Well, I showed up I got there at 140.
Mm-hmm.
I was not fighting an open weight.
Right.
But along the drive with me is Alonzo Payne, who's registered for open weight.
Wow.
So what happens is they just decided to check him in and then take him out and then bow him out. You can't even blame that on Juventus. You can't.
No.
That's not their fault. This is somebody overrided the system and said, no, we're going to move it up. Now, I don't know. Now, I know why they wanted to allow more people to come. So they pushed back team fighting. Now,
yeah, but then they just screwed themselves on open weight. So,
well, no, they don't have to.
Well,
like, if you want to make a decision that you need to move team fighting back so that this team can get there, okay. You don't then get to, well, I suppose they could do whatever they want. You shouldn't then move something up. Because look at what they did.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. They ruined themselves on that, yeah.
Look at the logic. We're going to push this back so that more people can come. But then we're going to move this up, knowing that people are now not going to be able to do that. So what you've literally told people is you're not as important as they are.
Right.
Well, we like them more than we like you. Them making it on time to compete is more important than you making it on time to compete.
Correct.
We value you enough to take your money and then kick you out.
Right.
That really, really upset me.
Really,
and it's like the only thing that really upset me about the weekend, right? Normally I have a list of things to gripe about. That's about it. It just really upset me that much because it's an elitist type of thing. And it's just, and you know what else it does? Here's what that makes you do. It makes us go back 30 years in tournament competition. So, take a guess what you think the response was from other people when I talked to him about it. And I didn't talk to John Wheeler, Larry Carnahan. I didn't do that. Because I really calmed down and really just let it go because it didn't really personally involve me.
Yeah.
But I was talking to other coordinators and they're just like, and guess what they said? You got to get here on time. Well, I said, well, what's the time?
Yeah.
They said, well, the first division of the tournament starts at 1. You should really be here at 1 just in case yours gets moved up. So look at that. Look at what you just made us do. You just moved us back 30 years as far as where we are in more sport martial arts. Because then what it was then is everybody show up, and when your division is called, be ready.
Right.
You show up as soon as the tournament starts, and then we'll tell you when you go. So listen up. Now you force that upon everybody. So if anybody's competing on Friday, everybody just needs to stand by and wait. But the problem is the security for the tournament wasn't people that were hired or volunteers from the Diamond Nationals or NASCA. It had to be legit security. They wouldn't let me in.
Oh,
and I'm like, wait a minute. No, I've already paid to compete. I have my wristband. And they go, no, you're not allowed in unless you have a lanyard or if you're competing. I'm like, oh, it's legit. And then the security was short-staffed. So then once they weren't there, everybody flooded.
Yeah.
Right. And then once they're in, what are you going to do? There's not enough to pull everybody back. So.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. They try to use. All right. So the word approximately does not mean 4 hours. You can change it within 4 hours. Approximately means like an hour or within that time, like pretty much at that time.
There should be no approximately, unless there's a reason where there's a technical error. But that's what they always
put that. But they always put that. I mean, I dealt with this once before, and they're like, yeah, we're going to start. Where are you at? We're calling your division. Like, it says on the flyer, like, adults isn't starting until 2. So why are you calling me at 9 in the morning to go and compete? Well, we changed it. So get here. I'm like, no, it said it was at 2. Well, I changed it and you get over it. And, so yeah. And I was doing like 14 divisions or something. That was one of those overall tournaments to where I was trying to win the most tournament, the most ones. It was crazy, man. And it's just like, why? Like, yeah. I mean, that's why you either don't do those set times or you stick with it. I mean, it's just the way it is. You can't.
The thing about it is someone said it to me this way. They said, well, Is it going to change whether or not you compete? And I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, when I say, well, it might not do that, but it will change whether or not I trust you. It will change whether or not I trust what you say. And
That's right.
now, and I'm speaking because me and this person, it wasn't this person I was talking to. They weren't the ones who were in control. But I'm just speaking figuratively, you know. And I said, well, it does change, you know, whether or not I trust a person. If you tell me this, and then you say, "Psych, it's this. Suck it up and deal."
Yeah.
The level of how much I trust you just dropped dramatically.
Right.
But they make those decisions understanding that. So then that tells you where you rank as far as their ranking.
Oh,
so they should really. So Legends should feel good because they did that whole thing with the Venezuelans.
Yep.
You know,
they did.
And like I still said, do that. Push them back. Move them back. Go ahead. You want to move the division back? Move the division back.
You
so
just
that
know
everybody
that
can go.
Everybody. Yeah.
But there's no reason to move the other one up. If the reason is, well, then we're going to be here too long, don't move it back.
Right. That was your decision you chose. You know there's the consequences for it. There you go. But you can't cheat a player or cheat a competitor for something like that because that's what they're doing. I mean, they can act like they're not. That is what you're doing. Yeah. When you post a start time for something, then you can't move it forward. You can move it back, but you can't move it forward. So.
And it's here. Let's give the Diamond Nationals the benefit of the doubt. I actually didn't talk to the tournament promoter. I didn't do that. All right. Because like I said, I had gotten over it. Yeah. It's entirely possible, unlikely, but entirely possible. I tell it to John Worley, Larry Carnahan. They say, you know what? We didn't think about that. We're really sorry. That's entirely possible. It's just unlikely that I think that's the scenario. All right. Yeah. Well, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit more about the tournament, though. So, open weight, I did not see any of the women. I'm watching. This is a true story. I'm watching the men. Alonzo Payne is in the passenger seat of my car as I'm driving in. Yeah. Right? We just entered in Minnesota. We're driving in, and we're watching like the live stream on an iPad. It was extremely dangerous. I'm watching I could see everything that's going on. We're going back and forth between the two rings. Yeah, very, very dangerous. But we did it, and I watched a few great matches. The knockout that Cam knocked out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh well, yeah, that's what it was, man. He was on fire.
Yeah,
and knocked the kid out with the step through spin hook kick. He's got a style. Think about the technique I said. He did a step through.
Yeah.
Spinning hook kick.
Spin hook kick. Yeah. Come on.
He did a step through and then did it, and nobody challenged him on the way into doing that.
Right. That's what I mean. It's crazy. I mean, what's cool, I love watching this stuff because it's just different than every other fighter's doing. It's very old school watching them. I mean, and now it's really clicked, you know, with the way that he does it. He knows how to use his style now, you know. And,
correct.
You know, so it's really cool watching because, again, you see more of a front hand, you know, when everyone else is doing body punch and everything else with the reverse punch. His back fist is
Not everybody can do it the way he does it, though.
No.
You know, not everybody could try that.
No.
But his back fist, I've been saying for a while, this dude, he must just throw bricks in the air and back fist those. And that's his training.
Right.
Just be breaking bricks with back fists in the air.
It's pretty crazy.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
So Cam was the man. He was on fire in open weight. He ended up
getting hurt.
He beat Anthony Merricks in the final to get there. But before that, so
did he beat? Was it Tomas?
Oh yeah, he beat Tomas.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Tomas has trouble with Anthony because Cam. With Cam, because Cam fights with his right side. Cam doesn't go kicking, you know, offensively that way. And so if you do that at Tomas, especially if you're on your right side, watch out. That's going to spell disaster for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, and then Tomas and I fought each other like a half dozen times. The first time we fought, it was at the Irish Open like 5 years ago. I really, really should. I mean, it's going to sound messed up, but I'm saying that, no, I actually really should have beat him because I understood what was coming. There was going to be this big haymaking right. And I blocked that thing and then hit him afterwards. But I knew where I
Yeah.
was at. They weren't going to give me that. So
Right.
after that point, he totally changed the way he fought and just really kind of picked me apart. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you fight with your right side and you go kicking at Tomas, it's going to be a short match. He's gonna make easy work of you. He's one of the best at defending kicks and countering that there is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So don't kick at him.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the way Zolt fights him, Zolt doesn't kick him. Well,
no,
didn't kick at him. Zolt's not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
But Zolt would beat him, and he would think of what I'm saying. Zolt would just blitz him.
Right.
Yeah. So the way Cam fights him, it really sets like Tomas, like this is going to be very hard for you because I'm not giving you anything to counter.
Right.
But the fight really that looked good was Avery and Anthony, and the winner would fight Cam for the final.
Right.
So Anthony beat Avery in overtime to go fight Cam, and then Cam ended up winning.
Yeah, it's huge.
On Saturday, Avery completely changed the way, not really completely changed. There's a slight change. I'm actually going to mention it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what was happening, and I was just very observant, a lot of fighters have been doing this where they get stuck in, punches are going both way, a kick that comes in and then both people try to punch. Kick that goes in, both people like, oh, I beat him. I got to him first. Right. The problem was what was happening was that the kick was coming and then he would kick to Anthony, to the guard, drop, and go to the blitz, which he's amazing at. The problem is that's what Anthony does best. Anthony's got a shorter list of good techniques, and that's one of them. Right?
Yeah.
So don't allow there to be a counter. So what he changed on Saturday is he brought the kick to the guard and then went up with it.
Yeah.
So versus coming down, he just continued the kick, went up with it, and guess what happened? Kick to the face.
Yeah.
All right. Or it forces Anthony, or in that case it was Anthony, but anybody else to not punch. You have to hesitate. That extra hesitation gives that offensive fighter an extra moment to have the advantage, where it's a true advantage and not just I got there first.
Right. It's cool.
There's a little tip for.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. Yeah, so, that's cool to see the adjustments and the differences, between those two. And just Anthony he's successful. He's getting more consistent. You know what I mean? He really is, and he's going to get there, I think. And Avery was just awesome on Saturday. So, all the way through.
Yeah. All the way through. But you know what though? Look at it though. So the first match, I missed the fight with Chance Turner. I wanted to watch that.
I missed that one too.
There's a few people, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this here so everybody can know that. And I actually said this to them. All right. So this is not something I'm just saying. I've actually said this to them. There's a few people that talent-wise should never lose. Athletically,
Chance Turner
might be the most athletic person in sport karate. All right. As far as the techniques that he can do. Mm-hmm. Chance Turner, Matthew Williams, and Ryan George, talent-wise, should not lose. Mm-hmm. They're just so incredibly talented. They have all the tools. All of them are extremely fast. All of them are strong. They're agile. They can do every move that there is. So so that's why you're like, oh my gosh, how'd you let that guy? But it wasn't how you let them beat you. With all three of them, and there's others like that.
Yeah.
It's not that they let someone else beat them. They beat themselves.
Correct.
Correct. But one day, I hope one day it will be, or they're just going to make two slight adjustments, and it's going to make a world of difference. Just kind of like we mentioned what we talked about with that match with Avery Anthony.
Right.
One small adjustment, world of difference. Well, just within that, there's more adjustments that happened. So just within that one. Now, then he goes on, he fights Tomas. This is for like heavyweight.
Yeah.
And
oh, man.
But that's another thing. Like, I like Avery. You know what I mean? I wanted him to win. I don't think that's. But here's the thing. is it's like if you look at it and go, oh, okay, this should go into overtime then. Tomas looked like he got the punch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's when you're like, and if you look at that, go back, and if you look at the video of the "You Be the Judge" thing that Alex Reyes put up,
yeah,
look at Avery's facial expression. You can tell he looks at the judge and is giving like one of those.
Yeah.
Like, I would have felt
right.
too, like, oh my gosh, did I just lose this? And you don't give any kind of external bodily cue in that. And then when he sees that he got it, right, it was almost a shock, right? Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, but then it's over.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I enjoy watching teams.
Yes, I'm glad we're getting into that.
But I didn't get into it. I wasn't able to get there until I guess it was the semis or maybe right before that. So I miss, I was just like, oh, who are these teams left? Like, what is going on here?
Well, I obviously saw it all.
Yeah,
I was a judge.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you were a judge. So the second K-Talk team beating JPM, pretty cool. I mean,
well, here's the crazy part. They beat JPM and could have. I don't want to say should.
Yeah.
Could have beat Taco Dojo.
Yeah.
So same team though. The same one.
Right.
Wild. So I think the matchup with Chris Robinson on Tomas was the key there. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And because Chris Robinson's style, I like that dude.
Yeah, man, dude, I'm so proud of that guy.
He has an edge to him, big time.
He does, and I remember, like, the thing is, when people don't know, he hasn't been in martial arts that long, man.
I know.
So martial arts saved his life. Like, he's had some rough things happen, and you know what? Like, I remember him Willie was teaching him and moved him from like a yellow belt to compete in the black belt division within like a year or something, or 2 years maybe, and maybe less than that, and really cool to just see him, just how much he loves it, man, how much he goes after it. And then to see him really just turn it up when he needs to. I mean, it's great because he could have stopped and been like, you know what, I've done a lot of good things and I pushed my man. He's still out there.
And he's still out there. I hope he never stops.
Yeah.
He's great dude. So I was talking to Rick Diaz, KTOC, the founder, owner, KTOC. And Rick Diaz was talking to me like all week. He's a fun guy to talk to, by the way.
He is. He is.
And I saw Chris Robinson walk by, and I was like, man, you got a good guy right there. He's a good guy. And he starts talking to me about him. And he says, yeah, I remember when he wasn't even a black belt. And I walked up and I told him, hey, when you make black belt, you come talk to me. You got a spot on my team. And I'm like, man, that's a cool guy. Then my response to Rick was, why'd you wait till he was a black belt if you knew you wanted to put him on your team?
Yeah.
Why'd you wait? So
yeah, but dude, that wasn't that long ago. That's what's funny.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago, and he hasn't been doing karate that long.
No. So like 2015, I think was his first year that he started competing, like really competing, and Willie moved him up to black belt to compete, and he won Super Grands that year and stuff. And I mean, it was cool.
Yeah, he
beat Ahmad that year, Ahmad Rice.
I saw him in 2016, and I'm like, dude, where did this guy come from? And then someone was like, oh yeah, by the way, he's a blue belt. And I'm like,
like a real,
what? They're like, yeah, he's a blue belt. And I'm like, no, come on now. And they're like, yeah.
And he's a lot older than people think too. Like he's. I mean, I don't know how old he is right now.
Hey, don't knock on him, man. I think he's.
I'm not saying age. I'm just saying like that's what's even cooler. Like, man, he has the energy of like a 21, 22-year-old, man.
Normally when you see guys that skilled at that age, you've seen them around a while.
Right.
That's
correct.
what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what it is. It's the experience that you see. And then when you see, like, whoa, all right. So, I mean, big ups to him. What was it, a few years ago where he helped the WKF team win a Battle of Atlanta. Now
Yeah.
he pulled another upset off. Pretty cool, man. So
And then
big shots to Chris.
Cody Deesberg's on KTOC also. Yeah, he was on that team. That dude, he's a fireball.
He is, man. He is.
Yeah. We'll talk about him later also when we get into WKC. So, KTOC.
What was the biggest surprise maybe of that? Let's see, the semifinals.
Oh, I'll tell you. The biggest surprise, I don't know if it's a surprise, but the biggest thing is it being the Bailey Murphy show.
Yeah. Jeez,
because when you watch, if you got to say, all right, you watched men's team fighting for the whole tournament, what's the biggest takeaway? The Bailey Murphy show.
Bailey Murphy show, yeah.
Because that's exactly what it was. I'm a judge. I'm in the corner. And why did everybody go and attack my corner, by the way?
Right? That's true. The whole time.
The whole time I'm over here and I'm trying not to be involved in the fight. Like I could just try to stand there and muscle them up, but I'm trying not to have any involvement in it. So I keep trying to move away and let them have their space. So,
good job too, because you didn't get in the way of the camera view that much, So thank you.
No. Was I really in the camera view?
No, you weren't.
Right,
I didn't. Good. That's why I didn't even know that you were a judge until they brought you in a couple of times to ask questions or whatever. I was like, oh, all right.
And I'm the only one who didn't have like an official T-shirt or official golf shirt or whatever. That's all right. I've got enough of them things, so it's cool.
You can call them, send it in the mail.
I'm cool. So Bailey, I think like at one point, like straight up was down like 10.
Which match was that? I mean, which team fight was that? Because
I think it was against Gypsy.
Okay, all right.
I think it was against Gypsy, and he just went to town.
Who did he do that against?
Chance Turner.
Yeah.
But then you look at that, like
I know
he's just as like Chance Turner might be more athletic.
Yeah.
Right? He can do all the things. But I could tell right away Chance was going to try and send a message, and it didn't work.
No,
Chance came out, and he came out that big front right hand, and it didn't work. And Bailey just saw it and just shot straight forward with a blitz, with a back fist, and catches Chance as he's trying to hook, and Bailey just didn't care.
All right. This is not your day.
And it was just clearly, it wasn't your day, but it was clearly Bailey's weekend. Yeah. Right? He had it. Not his day. It was his weekend.
No,
he had a great one. So awesome. Hand claps.
Yeah, big time.
To Bailey Murphy. He showed up huge. But then we also had the win by 2.
We did.
The win by 2. It was it's so up in the air. What the heck is it? When is it win by 2? When is it not win by 2? Because Conroy clearly did not think it was win by 2. Because there's no way he jumps up like that.
Right.
All right. KTOC beats Taco Dojo. And the moment the time ticks, and I don't remember the score, let's say it's, 11-10. I don't remember what the score was.
Yeah. It was something like that. Yeah.
And Conroy jumps up, fist pumping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Alex Reyes knew, and he didn't even react.
Yeah.
And he said, no.
It's win by 2.
No, it's win by 2. And all the air went right out of the building. Like, no way. You got to be kidding me. And then Dojo comes back to win it. And he was like, no way.
Yeah.
But then that was also Dojo. So Dojo didn't have Cam to fight with because he hurt his heel.
Yeah.
On that spinning hook.
That was a weird one, and there were so many. I missed that. I think it was their fight against. Well, yeah, it was the fight that they lost to Straight Up, and Joe. I guess what was it Joe said? Because I couldn't hear it, but it was like how many of these people were fighting? Because there was like so many on stage and stuff. I don't know what the question was. I didn't know if again they went back to the rule that you had to specify what your 3 were, but he was questioning something. You were there. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't ask me about that.
Oh,
they don't really care. They're like, oh, you Pedley, we don't really care about your opinion when it comes to this. But it's a good point. I don't really care. Like I would never ask anybody that.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of things like that when it comes to teams where some people are passionate about, some people aren't.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, I'll tell you this. A lot of people were talking about our show that just last weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of people were talking about it.
In fact, that's good.
Conroy was one of them. Conroy was about ready to punch me. Oh
yeah,
he was.
That must have been why he was calling me the other week, and I kept missing his call. And
maybe. Well, here's one of them. So we talked about like he might come on the show.
That would be awesome.
A lot of people talked about coming on the show, so we got a list, and
we got a big list.
Definitely we are takers. If you want to come in, you want to be part of it, jump right in. So he was mad at me because we had an episode one time when you were talking about when CJB walked out.
Yeah. And you said, why would you do that? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, why would you do that? You came, you entered to compete. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
So that's why he was mad. But then he explained it and he said, I set a precedent. I did it for everybody else because it's not fair that we spent $150 to compete and they only award $300. So what if?
Oh, for that one, yeah,
that's what it
right.
was
For US Open.
Now,
that one, okay.
And he was mad at me because NK was a participant in that. Now, there was a couple of lies that were being told. Okay, one, the lie was about what the prize money was.
Yes.
The second one was the lie was, well, once they removed everybody, they said, okay, we'll up it to $750. Then CJB's like, cool, let me back in.
Then they said no.
No. So they basically said no.
You already bowed out. You can't get back.
The lie that was being told was that whoever was involved and responsible for this told Conroy that they asked all the teams if they wanted them back in or if we should kick them out. And that's one of the reasons Conroy was upset with me because I was one of the other teams. And I said, I promise you, nobody asked me anything.
Yeah.
And he said, no, they said they talked to everybody. I said, I promise you.
Yeah.
No one would ask me. Because because I told him, I said, what would it matter for someone like us at that point? Whether the prize money was $100 or the prize money was $10,000. We, to that point, NK had won $0 of any prize money of any kind ever.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't supposed to win at that point. So if we win, we're just trying to get another step up on the ladder. Like we're going no matter what it is, just so that we can try to win. So it didn't matter to us because in the grand scheme, nobody thinks we're going to win anything anyway.
Right.
So
and I remember
so I told him,
being there. They lied to you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and that happens a bunch. There's always so many people talking this and that, and what really happens. There's two sides to every story. So one of the things on that I remember was because Gabe was on the team that year, and Jason and us, we were talking. We're like, hey, we've walked out for other things, so we need to make a point to do this, and this is everybody. And at the time too, this is the thing. It's like when we do it, then everyone else like, yeah, we agree with you, this and that, and then none of them, they all agree with you, but then none of them else walk out either.
Nobody wants to put the money where their mouth is.
Right. So. And that year, though, too, I think when we were talking about, we had said that maybe they did put teams on stage that year because Straight Up won that year. And I remember Kim Do being on stage as their first guy out there. But they did put it that year. I remember Gabe saying, man, we shouldn't do this because we'll get some exposure, on ESPN or whatever. And I'm just like, like.
It's another karate tournament.
Yeah, it's another karate tournament. So. Is what it is. But I remember us even trying to get back in though, and that was where they.
So I remember all that happening.
No, do you remember we tried to get on Team WKF or whatever it was, Miami Vice or whatever it was back then?
So I didn't know that. I didn't know that part of the story.
Tried to put Jason in the team just to kind of, and then the next one add like another person in the team. Yeah. Wow. That was funny. There was a little bit of Alex Reyes and Jason and some others were trying to finagle some things and it didn't work out. But again, because that's wrong for them to change the prize money after the fact and then tell people they weren't let back in. So it's just
Yeah, so that was the conversation that we had this weekend. But other than that, everybody had all glowing things to say about Inside Scoop.
That's awesome.
That was the only negative, and it wasn't about the show. It was about me.
Yeah.
Which is cool because then we got the chance to have it explained.
Yeah.
Because there was a lie that was told to me. There was a lie that was told to him. We talked together and we had the truth sorted out. So that was good. The other things that happened on Friday, I was thinking about you because I know how much you love it. Team Forms. Yeah, I know how much Jeff loves Team Forms.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I didn't watch I didn't watch any of that Friday. I did watch.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I watched the final for the Grands.
Yeah, Competitive Edge beat Paul Mitchell.
And no, well, yeah, but they
beat Paul Mitchell and then they went
on
to the
Friday,
final.
yeah, and then they beat Infinity, and I thought Infinity had better form, so that was me. I just think
here's you know what I like about this, Jeff, is your stance is who's better. You're a big advocate for that, and you've been a big supporter and advocate for Team Infinity because they rarely get the respect.
That's very true.
Because they're very, very good, but they don't always get that respect because I almost feel like people look at them like, oh, I mean, you're pretty good. Okay, maybe some other time.
You're
which is
a
not
good
fair.
demo team, and that's it, you know. And
Correct.
It was cool
which is not true.
Finally,
it is true, but that's not what they're.
To finally see them get some, finally get some of that besides just Mike, you know what I mean? And it was good to see them win diamonds this year and stuff, and not just Haley either, because Haley is on the team, but she doesn't go to the school, so it's a little different.
No, she's not from Wisconsin.
No, but I thought Hunter and Noel's form was creative. It was difficult, and athletically, it's super hard.
I like Noel. Noel's got a good one. I didn't think they were as in sync, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
But see, here's the thing with me. And I know that the bow thing is very difficult. And
it's easier to stay in sync with the bow. I know. It's easier to stay in sync when you have a weapon.
Yes, but you also, when you have two people stay in the same spot the whole form, and then you have two that actually go all the and the athletic ability and the time and everything.
Good point.
That's a harder form, especially when you see things that people aren't doing that one team's doing, and then this team is, and nothing against them because they're awesome. They do great things, but I've also seen all that in everyone else's form throughout the time too. So
if it were me giving the call, I probably would have given the Infinity a higher score.
Right. That's all it is for me. And I just think the strength-wise, man.
Yeah, but that's good to hear.
Hunter Orlowski's gotten way stronger than when I remember when he was like 8-year-old, so it's crazy. It's like watching a little man finally grow up. So it's cool to
that's
see
another great thing about that team is they don't go anywhere very much. Like you watch them because there's a demo team. Mike's got a great he's a great martial artist. He's very smart about how he coaches his schools. Man. He's a great business owner. And so and he and I talk about that a lot too. So you see them from the demo team when they're younger, right? And then you got to. That's the thing about school. You got to make the demo team,
right? Yeah.
Right. He's got in one school. He's got 8.
Yeah.
Let's just remember that. So some people think he's got one school. He's got 8.
8 schools. Yep.
8. And one of them, I think he's like averaging somewhere up and down, like about 330 to 350 students.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 8 of these schools. 8. And I don't know if that's his largest one. I think it might be. Right. I think that's one in Middleton, Wisconsin. It's a beautiful location.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Too. Yeah, it's really cool.
Man.
I like that. Yeah, I've been there several times. But you also have people that drive up several hours, from Illinois or whatever to train with him, like a Will, I don't think Connor lives there. Chastain.
Connor Chastain, he's in Wisconsin, but he's not from exactly that area.
Right.
It's a little bit of a ways for him from where the school. I know where the school was that he was from, and now he's training pretty much just with Infinity.
Correct.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people in Wisconsin to do that too, by the way, that were already high black belts, and then said, and they just looked at Mike and go, "Clearly, you're just better at this."
Yeah.
Tell me what I
understand.
Don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
It's very, very, and it's humbling. Not a lot of people do that, especially in martial arts.
Right. Yeah. There's you know you're doing something right when you have someone traveling 2.5 hours away or an hour and a half away at least twice a week.
Right.
So I understand that too. So.
But then.
So
you got anything more on Friday, or you want to jump into Saturday?
That's pretty much it for me. I was okay. So can you explain me? All right, I was a little confused because was it a tie with K-Talk and Next Level, or was it that it ended and one person was up by 1 or up by 2 and you had to do it? Because that's a little shady to me is when so you stop it at the end and you're up by 1, but then you can put a different teammate in.
You've always been able to do
over
that. You've always been able to do that.
No. Yes, if it was a tie, but now when it's in by 2, it just seems I don't know. I mean, it's
that's
not
still
really
a tie though.
It's not really a tiebreaker. It's not tie. It's just
it
like
is a
just keep going.
tiebreaker.
It's not a tie though. You're winning by 1.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, but if nobody's the winner,
yeah,
it's a tie.
I just yeah. I don't know.
That's why it's ludicrous to have it be win by 2.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
We'll have more of those things.
Yeah.
I got something else to say later. So we'll get it. Well, actually, no, we'll just talk about it now. So
yeah, we're into Saturday now.
Let's go into Saturday. Saturday. This is true. This is just a moment. I'm gonna speak about myself quickly. All right. I was literally, and this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I was literally trying to find an excuse to not compete. I really did not want to fight. I was literally thinking like, this is gonna be horrible.
Horrible.
I've done like no training since this tournament last year. Okay, that's not true, but still to this day, like my shoulder is killing me from last weekend. I've done any karate since. Like it hurts so freaking bad, right?
Yeah.
And it's the last tournament I've done was that one last year. Like I really was my confidence level was like sub-zero, right?
Yeah.
So, and my first match showed that. Like, I'm over here like high-fiving the guy who just smacked me in the face. I'm like, all right, let's see. Like, you did good. I'm not. So, hey, I tried like an inverted round kick against the guy. It's just something and I squeezed it out. And I'm like, wow, I got second life. And that's kind of how it went. And then I fought Chris Robinson, beat him in overtime. Here's what I was trying to do. I was ahead. And then I was trying to, as he was coming, because I knew he was going to come at me, I was going to try and do a jump spin kick as he was coming at me in the corner. And I'm like, my timing was so off. I'm like, never mind. You just hit me because that's what we'll do instead. Because my timing is completely horrible right now.
Oh,
and I just happened to win in the end. And then I fight BJ. And the last time BJ and I fought each other, he knocked me out. So I wasn't exactly thrilled about that one either. All right. So then.
That was all in one division, or was that?
That was all in one division. That was for the division.
That's pretty good.
Then I fight this other guy named Nick Schneider. Not the Nick Schneider.
Yeah.
It's a different guy named Nick Schneider. It's weird that you can say like the Nick Schneider, but yeah, that's the case. He's a good guy. It's just this other guy's from Beloit, like Wisconsin, Illinois. It's a border town. So I beat him, and then I fought Jason Borelli for the 30+ overall.
30+ grand. Yeah.
I've never beaten Jason Borelli before. Never. I've had overtime matches with Jason, and I've been blown out by Jason. It's normally nothing in between.
Yeah.
It's either we're really close, going overtime, or Jason just wipes the floor with me. That's pretty much. And so that's kind of how it went this time too. So, yeah, it ended in overtime, and that's the thing is I was up 9-8 when time ran out. But I'm not upset about it. I'm upset about it, but I'm not like, oh, I should have won because it was very clear. The rules were there.
Right.
They repeated it to us like 3 times. Okay, it is win by 2, 10-point spread. Understand that. Win by 2, 10-point spread. Yeah. Okay. So, understanding what the score is, if it was not win by 2, he might have changed the last 11 seconds of that match. Could have went very different. Right. Because we understood the rules. So I shouldn't like beat my chest like I should have, because we all knew. Right. Yeah. What should have been different is this is the problem. This is the problem when you spent little time training. I'm there. We're tied. It's 11-11. I see him. I think we're really close to each other. And I'm like, oh man, it's right here. He's sitting flat on his feet. I'm taking off, and I take off to punch. I get like halfway there and I realize I am way farther away than we really are. And Jason kicks me, one of the hardest kicks I've ever taken in the body. And I'm like, my ribs look different now. You've changed the structure of what my body, like whatever. Congratulations. God. Yeah. The kicking goat just beat me with a side kick to the ribs. That's fitting. So, yeah, he did great. So but that's the win by 2 thing. It affected many matches.
Right.
But now that one is one where I can say, yeah, it affected it, but I don't necessarily know if it would have affected the outcome just because it was reiterated to us so many times. All right.
Yeah.
And we changed the way we fought the last part of the match, understanding those rules.
Mhm.
That was not the case for all of those. Right. For some of these, it was like what we talked about in the team fighting matches.
Some people
right?
didn't know, or
And what the promoters and officiators of the tournament, what they would, in a perfect world, what they would like is the person who's up 8-7 is still the person who wins at the end, but it just goes back and forth for a while.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like, oh, you guys just beat each other up for a little bit, and then like, okay, yeah, then you're still
Yeah.
there. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Good job. No, but it doesn't end like that.
No,
So
it
if
doesn't,
I'm
no.
up 8-7, like, no, that's not fair. And then
Right.
he hits me 2 more times, 3 more times after the time was out, but that shouldn't count. Like
Right.
you shouldn't get like time's up. Why do you
Yeah.
get those points? That's not
What?
fair.
Yeah,
You know?
it's I don't get it.
Why would you get to run in a touchdown after the last play's already run? Like, you don't get to do that. That doesn't
Right.
get to count.
Right.
No, sorry. Get out of here.
The
Take your ball and go home.
I don't want to skip into WKC, but one of the things, so WKC does win by
Same
2,
thing.
but they do it for every fight. So I like
Correct.
that, at least if it's more
Because it's
consistent.
consistent.
And it's not
would
like
change things a lot if it was consistent.
every fight is that way. And so you get some back and forth. And I saw a fight, I think it was a 42 plus or 50 something plus division
Forever.
with Pee Wee and poor Pee Wee and the Canadian. They went forever. It just kept going back and forth and back and forth. I'm like, these guys, someone, they hope the EMT is right there to help them out because they were just falling. It was bad. It's just like, man.
And then that's the other thing. When you get going like that, it's not like the karate ends up looking better.
No.
That only is the case for the elite of the elite.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But then for everybody else, it just starts to get a little sloppier,
Yeah.
a little slower, and
it's
crowd's
very
like,
yeah, it's very true to like what we were talking about with tiebreakers and forms. Like you wouldn't see that with a regular people because someone would have made a decision, but with 2 high level people, it's they don't want to or they don't. So,
which is unfair.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
You're the best.
Is.
We're gonna make you do it again.
That's right. I won't
Get
see
the
it
heck
again.
outta here.
I just wanted to see your form again. I was like, thanks, man. I've had that. Someone tell me that before. We just wanted to see it. You do it 3 times. Like, dude, what the heck?
A-hole.
Yeah. I got to do it again on stage.
I'm
like,
not here for your entertainment. I'm here for my personal competition.
That's right.
Right? If you're entertained by that, that's a byproduct.
There you go. Let's see. I mean, great fights overall. It was hard for me to. So the problem with the live stream thing for me was I was watching on my phone while I was doing stuff, and so then there would be a sit in the action where people were complaining about something. So I would go over to another one, and then watch a little bit, and same thing happened. So I'd go back to that, and then it'll be done. And I'm like, what the heck, man? Like I missed like the good stuff and who won. So that happened several times to me. So I was kind of aggravated. So I just stopped doing that, and just even if there was a break in the action, I just stayed at one ring, like on the stage for the last, because that was the only last one. And one of the things, I guess it was one of the last fights of the day, and I just remember seeing Matthew just give it up, man. And he had Laszlo. He had him, and just kind of
see that goes along with what I was saying about him, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were to say, all right, who's got better kicks, Matthew or Laszlo?
Yeah, Matthew has been training on his kicks, man,
and they look great.
Yeah.
Okay, you can say, all right, who's got smoother movement, Laszlo or Matthew? I would say Matthew. I think Laszlo's faster.
Yeah, all right, that's what I was gonna say. Laszlo's
faster
speed is man.
From point A to point B, I think Laszlo's faster. Okay.
Right.
But then I just think overall, there's so many more things that Matthew's better at.
Yeah.
So when you look at something like that, like, no, you shouldn't be losing to Laszlo. That's not saying anything bad about Laszlo. Laszlo had a phenomenal week. He had a phenomenal day because, and I got to think, like, he took that from what happened to him, like, in teams, and just say, forget it. I'm going for it. I'm winning this thing.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to the final.
Yep.
You weren't going to win that thing.
No,
you were not winning overall. Sorry.
I remember us in our combo and stuff. I mean, we knew Avery was on, but there were some calls that they were not giving Laszlo. But it doesn't take anything away from Avery. It was just like there was some, because at one point Avery was up by like 8 points or 9 points.
I thought he was going to spread him in the first round.
It was crazy.
Because they said 10-point spread.
Yeah.
And he was up by 8.
Right.
And it was still the first round. And I remember thinking, could this really be done? Could you spread him in the first round? Yeah, I guess so. Like, you go and do that. And all right.
Yeah.
I hope that would be interesting.
So
going into Saturday, let's talk about stuff. So looking at the fighting overall, I like the feel. We talked about this before. When you go in and you just feel like, oh, it's the Diamonds. You get that feeling was still there. Some of the divisions were down, but I remember, like in 2014, there was divisions that were down too. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a trend. It's too early to tell. It was a great venue that they moved to. It was connected to the Minneapolis Convention Center. Yeah. Right. It's in a good area downtown. Man, that they use those scooters downtown Minneapolis, man. I don't know if have you ever used these like little Lime scooters? You ever used these things before?
I used one in we have them in Charlottesville, Virginia, and then I also used them in Arizona when I was out there.
Dangerous. Those things go over 15 miles an hour.
It's crazy.
And it don't matter where you go. You're supposed to drive in the street, but you do the heck you want. And I'm going, and I'm not paying attention. And sure enough, I'm going the wrong way down a one-way, and headlights are coming at me, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. Okay. So the Diamonds overall is in a great area. I think it could thrive in that area. The last time it was in that area, it was really good. I remember that. It was 96. What? Yes, it was 1996.
My first Diamonds was in 94 there, and I know that was where it was at.
No, in 94 it was in Bloomington.
No, that was 95.
In 95, it was in 95 and 96, it was downtown Minneapolis at the Convention Center.
No.
I'm right.
Different place. No, you flip-flopped them.
No, I'm not. I'm right.
I'll go back and find the flyer. I still have it.
You go ahead and find it. You'll know. In 94, it was at the Radisson South in Bloomington, Minnesota. In 95 and 96, it was at the Convention Center in downtown Minneapolis. In 97,
I know it was in different places. Yeah,
it goes to St. Paul.
Yep, I remember that definitely.
Yeah. So I think it was great. So there was some divisions that were feeling like, oh, you just felt it, like, oh yeah, this is the Diamonds. But the mats kept moving. It was so often we kept having to move, like, all right, everybody move. Like, not like during the match, just kind of like overall, like it would just shift. Like all of a sudden there's like no room on one side.
That's like one of the problems with putting mats on carpet, man. I mean, that happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. So that's the only thing.
But it also happens on convention centers on the slick floor too. So I don't know, man.
So I don't know what the answer is necessarily. I heard someone say like, oh, they didn't put the tape underneath. And I don't know what they're supposed to do, double-sided tape. I don't know if that's going to ruin the mats.
Honestly, the best way to do it is the way Waco does it, where the whole area is matted. That's actually how you should do it, the whole floor. Because what happens is that, your ring is protected, but if you get kicked, which happens all the time, and you fall off the ring, you're on the concrete.
So that kind of happened to me. I was fighting Jason, and I slipped because the mat started to come apart. And, man, I'm lucky that I fell over because his sidekick was not going to be forgiving. And that was coming right from my dome. So,
well, and that's why, like, when people say, we don't need headgear or we should be able to do sweeps because we have mats now. Yes and no. If you have mats just in the ring area, but you don't have it outside, that's actually when
That's
those
a good
sweeps usually
point.
happen. And that's when those things. So if you're doing that, then you
Oh.
need to have mats around the whole, the whole barricaded area off, all matted.
So what do you think? Do you think there should be sweeps?
I like the idea of sweeps. I'm getting a little excited about trying sweeps next year with
I
other
hate
tournaments,
sweeps.
but
I hate them.
just something different to do. I
I
don't
hate
know,
'em.
but we'll see.
Sweeps are bad. They're not bad. They're actually kind of good,
Yeah.
but they make a pretty match ugly.
Okay. True. All right. Let's get into finals now.
Yeah, let's get into the finals. My guy, Jackson Rudolph. My guy.
Yeah, your guy.
He won a traditional diamond. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
But
I was confused on that. I didn't realize they
look
did
at that.
So.
You saw what he did. You saw what he did with his CMX weapons when he took his bow, snapped it over his knee.
Right. Well, it cracked. Yeah.
No, he snapped it.
No, but it cracked and then he snapped it. He couldn't have finished the form.
But tell me that wasn't dope. You liked that. You liked that.
No, I did. I was upset. I don't like the rule that you get DQ'd if your bow breaks. I just don't think, because again, kind of similar to what I'm saying is, if it breaks, then you don't know what to do. Right. Either you have to finish it the way that you can, and like he did, he finished his form, and it was pretty good still. So
that was extremely entertaining.
So I mean, I still think it could have been up there and close with Alex, or you get to replace it right then, because here's my problem. We are asking everyone to go so fast, do so many things. It's a creative division. It's not traditional. So traditional, the weapons should be heavier. Sorry, they should. They shouldn't be tapered and all that. So breaking a weapon shouldn't happen in that. But when we're asking them to go lighter and lighter and lighter, push the envelope and go faster,
that's gonna happen.
And then when you break a weapon because of it, and their thing would be, well, that's your choice for wanting to go faster. No, you want me to go faster to win. Like I have to go faster. It's not,
You're not going to give me the win unless I do it, and then when I do it, and that's the byproduct of it, you penalize me.
Right.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the rule. That's another thing where there's just like, is that the rule or not? Because, like I said,
you break your weapon in NASCAR, you get DQ'd.
But that's not always been the case. So, like, I saw Anthony DeMarco break the tip of his broadsword. The tip went flying off. And they said, no, he didn't drop his weapon. His weapon broke. Now, he kept doing his form. And they decided, no.
But that was years ago.
It didn't drop it. It just broke. Tip of it broke. That's not his fault. So
but
they scored him, and someone even gave him a 10.
They changed that, though, because of their idea was this helps your safety or whatever. And, Jackson could have stabbed himself, with that or something. I mean, that's one of the things they're going to say or whatever. So, I don't know. I just think either you get an opportunity to do another weapon. I mean, or, you have a time limit to get one. Or
that's a good point.
It,
like, if we're going to do that, then, like, if it breaks, then you get to go back and get a new weapon. Like, you have the choice. You can get a new weapon,
or you finish the form. Or you finish the form like he did. If you finish your form, then sorry, you don't get the choice. But as soon as it breaks,
but then you should get scored, though.
Right. And not
if you choose to finish your form, you should get a score.
He finished his form. He should have got a regular score, not a 9-5.
Score me. And if you're gonna say, all right, Alex Rick still beats you, okay, you did the best you could with what you had.
Right. But
to say no, we're not even allowing you the opportunity to get a score. That's not.
And to me,
that's not fair.
It's actually like more impressive for him to change his mindset and go and do a whole different type of form, because he had to go to almost a double bow type form in the middle of it.
Yeah, it looked like he's doing like a form like a Screama Sticks or something. It was really cool.
Right. So I mean,
it just shows you the versatility.
He's done it several times. So I mean, it's really cool. But I was really happy for Alex to win. His weapons form is just so good, so clean, and he's an awesome kid. Another one I've known since he was a little guy. So happy to see him win that.
But let's look at what we're talking about, though. We're talking about what was the division?
Weapons, extreme, CMX.
CMX adult weapons.
Yep. This is his first year?
CMX men's weapons.
Yeah. Men's.
So that means for adult weapons, there's 4 different diamond rings?
No, 3.
No. Don't the women have a traditional in CMX?
No.
This is just
combined.
Stupid.
It's combined.
Dumb.
And, well, I mean, you could say that the 30 plus, but 30 plus is all one. So that was
look at that.
Weird.
The 30 plus is just all one diamond. Weapons,
right.
forms, men, women, 40, CMX, traditional. And you know how many complaints there are? 0.
Well, they're happy to get on stage.
Right.
Right.
So why are we?
Yeah.
It's not the same. Let's just go back. All right. After a while, it does lose its luster.
Right. Well, especially
when you give an 11-year-old a diamond ring.
Yeah.
That happened.
I know. Yeah.
You give an 11-year-old a diamond ring. Like what else? What are they competing when they're 19 for?
Especially when they're counting that as the same as the adults, and that's kind of my, and whatever. I mean, I'm excited for it needs to be separate records and everything like that. So,
and if you want to call it, here's the term that I really have a problem with: grand champion.
What's so grand about it? There's 80 of them.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's not grand. Now, if you want to still have it and do that division, and this is not a Diamond Nationals thing. This is every single tournament does this.
Yeah.
Thing. The diamonds and the reason why we feel a little something when it's coming because it's the diamonds is because to most of us that diamond really means something. That is coveted beyond belief.
Well, and you're also talking about one of the tournaments that would do an overall when in the past they weren't. They were just doing divisional grands.
And now we got back to where we're not doing the overalls. We're basically doing divisional grands. Think of what we're talking about.
I mean, honestly, until
grand.
2000,
that's basically a division.
What was the first year? I think 2004, 2005, maybe.
What
was the first year they separated the weapons diamond ring? Because Jenny Espina was the first woman to win a separate women's diamond ring. Yeah, it was together.
Yes, I see what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So there was 5 diamonds that were given out. That was it. 5.
Yep, that was it. 5 diamonds. Go get you one.
And not until 90 was there a weapons one.
Correct.
So Mike Bernard was the first one.
Won 3 of them.
Yeah. So that just different things like that, and I think a lot of that has to do with us being historians and the love of the sport.
But then look at the other that. So then talk about that same time frame. In '94, when Richard Brandon won the weapon and the form diamond, that was unheard of.
Yeah.
How many people have won multiple diamonds in the same tournament now?
Yeah.
It's got to be 2-3 dozen.
Yeah. Yep. It's
so him doing what he did it's up there. It's like that.
Yeah.
But is it now?
Yeah.
It's sucky the way that goes down.
Right.
So, but if you want to have this award, give them an award. You know what? I'd go ahead and do that. I actually think that's appropriate, but don't call them a grand champion. Just say champion. Yeah. You are a champion.
Well, before they did grand champ. Well, they did the grand champion, then they did the overall grand champion, and now it's
but that's not grand. The term
it's not overall anymore when you separate it, boys and girls.
But then we're going to come up with another term and another term and another term. First, it was just grand champion.
Yeah.
But then it's overall grand champion. You had to specify that because there was like 6 grand champions. So which grand champion are you? Like, wait a second. What are we saying?
Which one are we doing?
If you're the grandest, aren't you it? Oh, no. There's dozens of us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's right.
So then where we're talking about this grand champion and that grand champion and that grand champion, when you have to explain that to somebody, it makes you seem ridiculous. I mean, to somebody who doesn't know martial arts, it sounds like you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
It's exactly what it sounds like. And then the more you try to explain it to somebody, the sillier you sound.
Yep.
Am I right?
Oh, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Now, go ahead.
Chris and Travis already talked about it on their show, but great strategy and, order and everything for K-Talk versus Straight Up Conroy.
I thought that was here's the thing, is I was trying
you
to.
at first you were like, wait, what? Yeah, you were confused at
Totally.
first, right? Yeah.
Because the way that it had gone for Straight Up was send Larry, send Johan, send Brandon. With two of those three, just send two of those three. Bailey's gonna bail us out. Send two of those three. Keep it as close as you can. Bailey's got us.
Right. Well, they wanted they wanted to pull like.
They wanted to make sure. They wanted to try to get Bailey not fighting in the anchor. And if you can get Bailey not
they
fighting
also,
in the
I
anchor,
think they wanted to bring Jason in for that because they were thinking that they wanted Tyreek as their anchor. I think is kind of the idea.
No. I talked to Conroy after that. He said he sent second.
No. I'm not talking about. No, I know he sent second. But what I'm saying is I'm thinking that's what Joe and them thought. They wanted.
Got you. They wanted Tyreek and Bailey.
And yes.
Joe,
no. That's what they got. No. They wanted. They put Bailey second. Joe did.
No.
Joe,
no,
they did. And then
Mike said he sent. He sent second.
Matthew was out there first. So and then they sent in Larry, and then the next one Bailey was out there first, and then they sent Tyreek. So yeah.
But see, then if that's the case, which I thought it was the other way, if that's the case, then Straight Up shot themselves in the foot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because again, they were thinking they would want to put
like that.
Jason there and keep Tyreek as their anchor, and they felt like Brandon could do it. But
wait a minute, let's just wait. It seems like that was a genius move, and at the same time,
it got close.
If Brandon keeps Jason from landing one of those kicks at the end,
right?
Is it a genius move?
Right.
Or is it a bad move?
It was a bad move. You're right. It was crazy because we were all sitting there like, oh no, wait, what? Wait, what?
Correct.
Oh, this is a bad idea. What? Oh, okay. Never mind. We may have to shut up. All three of us were saying it. You, me, and Chris.
I know, I thought, it's over. You give Jason a chance, like Jason to fight. Brandon is consistent, and you know what else? Brandon is confident. Brandon, knows who he is, and he is confident that he's gonna get it. So I give him that, and he's very good at that. And I've watched him progress steadily, little by little by little by little. All right.
Right.
He's very good and he's very skilled. Now, at no chance did I think he was going to be Jason Borelli, and that's not anything against Brandon.
Yeah.
It's just I know where Jason Borelli's at. So when I see that those two are fighting in the end, and what was the score at that point? I don't remember. Was it tied?
It ended up being tied at the end.
It was tied going into that match. No, I think Jason Borelli's going to beat you by 6.
No,
that's what I thought.
I don't think it was tied going into it. No. It ended in a tie because it happened in overtime. They won in overtime. K-Talk did. But I think they were up.
Straight up?
I'm not sure. K-Talk. I don't remember. I thought K-Talk was up.
Yeah.
Because Matthew beat Matthew beat Larry, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yes. But it seems like this strategy was brilliant, but all Brandon has to do is just keep one of those kicks from landing, and then maybe he has a counter punch or two. That's it.
Yeah.
And then now it's not brilliant. Now it's a bozo move.
That's right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It just all depends. Yeah.
But
watching, what did you think about the women's fight? What did you think about the women's final?
I mean, Katana showed out. She looked good. I didn't understand.
She was sure of herself.
Yeah, she was. She was sure of herself. I didn't understand. She
wanted to make sure everybody knew
that. I didn't understand Mel's strategy on that one. I think you and I talked about that.
I understood her strategy. It just didn't work out.
It wasn't working.
She had a good strategy, which was really at first I don't know this because I didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Right. To not beat herself, wait for your position. Katana's going to give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think she just missed those. And those opportunities did present themselves. All right. And Mel was composed, was in her position. And then just when it was there, it just flashed so quick that it was gone. Right.
Right.
I thought Mel had a good chance to win.
And I think that, similar to how we talked about like Zayn, like being able to get his chamber up better and things like that.
Rechamber. That's what Katana does that.
Yeah. I think that was the thing. And Mel just couldn't get over that, and around that. So
what else did you think about the women? The only thing I could think of when I'm watching that is like, she should fight Morgan.
Well, yeah.
Morgan should be fighting.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing that she wasn't fighting.
But how good is it to feel when you're like, not 100%.
Yeah.
I have a Diamond Nationals ring already.
Right.
It's okay. I'm just gonna compete for the overall at the WKC.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll be back next year.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I wish I could be that composed because she really wasn't feeling very good. So I went to go see her. I went to give her a high five and give her a hug, and she's like, no, I'm sick. And I'm like, thank you, because I would get my kids sick. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was really thinking. Like, she should be fighting Morgan. Like, I would love to see this.
Dude, some of my best performances ever were when I was like sick.
We talked about that. We talked about that. Or when you're injured.
It's like crazy. But like one time when I knew I had was getting over some type of flu or doing something, like it wasn't even a big tournament, but I did have a lot of good competitors there, and it was a local tournament, so it was like they had traditional versus open. There was not all the separation, and I remember being like, okay,
you mean like it should be?
Yeah, and I was like, I really have to go after it and do it, and man, I don't even remember my form. But the only time that I didn't feel pain was when I was doing my form. And after that, I'm like, oh, my head's killing me.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah. And I just remember competing one of the best ever at that one. And then several times for when I went to compete for overall grands at Super Grands and for my Korean title, I was just sick. I mean, my head was just killing me. But
here's something that just popped in my head because we're literally this episode. We're just recapping what we've seen and just getting really animated about it.
Yeah.
And we don't have competitors of the week, so if you're waiting for your name to be called, wait another week, because it ain't gonna be you. Because we're gonna talk about plenty of other competitors, but we didn't also have a should it stay, should it go. But here's a couple of them. I know I've talked about it before. The traditional and the CMX Grand. Really, do you think it should stay? Does it have validity, or should it just really go? What do you think?
The way that it is in NASCAR, it should go. I don't like it.
Yeah,
the way
kick
it's
the
set
heck
up.
out of there.
I don't like it. I also don't like the way they split up the juniors, like the boys and girls and all that, because half the time it's just a demo. It's 3 of those were just demos. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's just
which is okay if you want to do that in the tournament,
right?
But why are we? What is this? What is this grand? This champions of the? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
there's nothing grand.
Right.
But if you want to have a separate award, go ahead, here you go.
Yeah.
The winner of this gets this. Go ahead, there you go. But in the finals, come on, man.
I know.
Really?
But again, congrats to all the Diamonds winners. Congrats, to everyone. I thought I actually enjoyed watching the finals, though, for the most part. I still wish there was a little bit more competition in the forums. I think that's the biggest problem.
That was surprising for me at the Diamond Nationals. The top forms competitors were not there. That was surprising to me.
But also what I'm saying is they break it up so much to where it's just 1 versus 2 or a demo. And it's just come on, man.
Exactly. How could you have the best?
Yeah. So that kind of bothers me on that. Let's get into WKC. So you and I, when we saw the brackets come out.
Yeah.
What was my first thing I said?
I don't even remember. No.
I was like, Dude, these are small. Dude,
Yeah.
there's not many countries here. What's going on? What in the world?
There's actually there's more countries than you
then
than
no,
you said.
I know. Then I said, yeah, but what I mean is like predominantly. Like, okay,
Correct,
like most
correct.
of these brackets, there's 4 countries. All right.
But you know what?
time out.
I don't even feel that.
Time out. But then I saw the opening ceremony. I'm like, okay, all right, this is cool. This is legit. I've been to that venue several times, so it's hard to make that. I've only been there once where it looked really big, like full, at SMAC one year. And so to fill that up is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, it was good to see that. Just for some of the continuous divisions to have 2 people or 1 person, that happens sometimes. I mean, that's
let's put it like this though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it. This is why I still think it's one of the best to go to. I'll explain why. Okay. FIBA, the Basketball Association, okay, the Worldwide Basketball Association. If Spain and the U.S. were not in a World Championships for basketball, what is that tournament?
Okay.
Nothing. It's nothing. You go and you go, Germany won the FIBA World Cup. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right? Just like if Canada and the United States
we're not there.
We're not in the World Championships. What is it? So really what you do is you just look at which World Championships. Did people say anything
about that with Waco? No. They still call them world champions. And in
most
cases, they're legit. So.
Well, yeah. So which World Championships has Canada and the U.S. in the most?
WKC does.
WKC. Okay. Yeah. So if you do forms, and you're competing in WKC, and you win a gold, that's the best. That's the hardest. All right. That's the hardest. It's the best.
It's just different. To all of them have different rules. All of them have different divisions.
But that's where the biggest. That's where the best talent is, though.
Waco has Waco with forms is just weird. It's really only musical forms, musical weapons, soft style forms, soft style weapons, and that's
they're still learning. They're still learning how to do it.
So it's really different. And also you only have like 1 person allowed on the team for there's 1 spot. It's not.
I know.
Yeah.
It's strange.
So it's very different. WKC this year, I was impressed with their traditional, the teams that they had in that. The extreme is still, and the creative is still,
That's the best.
No, they're still far away. I mean, they're not getting the top competitors.
Okay, they're not getting the top competitors that exist in the world.
Right.
But the U.S. has the best in the world.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that it's not presenting the best team yet.
All right. If you take the 15th best
there,
extreme forms competitor in the world, or in the U.S.,
right,
place them on another country. They're the best the country's ever seen.
No, not really. I mean,
get the heck
not
out
always.
Here.
I mean, you look at Guatemala has really top competitors, especially in weapons for the bow.
Okay. All right. Let's say this. Who's
Mexico
the best?
Has it.
Who's the best?
There's a lot of good people.
Adult.
That's why
who's the best men's weapons competitor from Guatemala? Who's the best?
Edgar Cordova. Oh no, I'm sorry. Men's. He wasn't there this year. Arturo Mendoza. Arturo Armendariz. He's won Waco. He won Waco 2 years ago.
In an ASCA event.
Yes, he's gotten like second to Jackson. I think he won one of the things before. At Irish Open, it was him, Jackson, and Reed. They were the top 3. He got all 10s at Waco one year. He's won.
So is that a norm or is that an outlier? I don't know. I'm asking. Is that a norm or an outlier?
You mean for that country?
Yeah.
Oh, they've produced Guatemala. Schuman's martial arts has produced really good champions
Just
for
want
years.
To make sure.
Yeah, I mean, and they know what it takes, and now a lot of them,
All right. Well, then look at this though.
WKC.
So then look at this. So you say it's from Guatemala,
right?
What other world championships does Guatemala have a presence in?
Waco and WKC. Sometimes WKU. The past 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they were. I guess
Okay.
this year was the first year they weren't there.
So while some other world championships may have more countries, where's the best talent? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get what
where
you're
it's
saying.
at.
Right.
So when
No,
you look at that
I
and go,
totally
which
get that.
one's the hardest to win and get
Win.
there?
Yeah.
Where's the best talent?
Yeah. Right.
It's because you have the Americas. You have the North and the Central
Yeah.
America.
Well, and you have Canada's best team for the most part. So
They
right
look
now,
good this year. Do really good. Cody Deesberg looks
Well,
like he's
yeah,
on. He
yeah.
looks like he's on
Right.
fire. Robbie's there too.
Right. And
Yeah.
Ben is a solid competitor. Ben Clark.
Is Ben there? I don't know if Ben
Yeah.
Stewart was there. He's there?
No, not Ben Stewart. I said Ben Clark. Ben Clark's their
Oh,
young guy who's
okay.
been there for years.
Got
on
it.
that team.
Yeah.
No, Ben Stewart does WKU.
Yeah.
He does that. And so next year WKU is going to be in Quebec City, so they're going to have a lot bigger team and support
Yeah.
over there. So
But you know who is there from that age group from Canada is Tom Roberts.
Tom Roberts was
Tom Roberts.
He beat my buddy from South Carolina, Terry Floyd. And
Tom Roberts has a very interesting front leg.
Yeah.
Tom Roberts stands like he does everything that you say should never work, and he makes it work.
And he makes it work, man.
I fought Tom Roberts 2 years ago, and I knew I was like, all right, it's going to come down to us at some point somehow. All right, and in the second round we fight each other, and I had to change my style because Tom was out kicking me.
Right.
And it was strange because I'm like, I never get out kicked. I might not win every match, but there's nobody out kicks me. It doesn't happen. Jason Borrelli is the only one to do that. Yeah. And I remember thinking, like, I literally have a decision to make. Get beat trying to out kick this guy who you're not going to out kick. All right. Or change your style, which I was forced to do that. And he kicked me in the head at the very end. Can't freaking believe that. All right. So, they're having a good team. They're in the gold medal round for teams against USA.
For men's teams, I watched this morning. They have the 18 to 21 open weight, which is kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that.
So I watched that. Christian Rivas is in the finals against someone from Puerto Rico. And I didn't recognize Christian, because he's in a different uniform and stuff.
Long.
And just long. It just looked different compared to those other. And he looked really good this weekend. He got bronze, though, in his division, but he's in the final for that. And I think he should probably win that.
He's another one of those guys that if he really starts to get all those tools going, I mean, he's one of those guys that if he really starts to get that going and gets that confidence going, he would be someone to really be hard to challenge. I mentioned that. And what is I forget his name. What is the name of the coach of Legend?
Tony Hasami.
Okay. I talked to him and I was like, hey, you got a good team. He says, oh, thank you. I said, no, Christian is really good. Like, your team's obviously very good. You've done a very good job with them. However, Christian, there's something special about him. And Legend was getting whooped. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Dojo was beating him. And he was their anchor and was just a little gun shy about going. And he really had all the tools. I'm thinking, dude, Christian's got the skills, man. You got to tell him to let it go. And he's like, oh, thank you. And that was our conversation. So I'm glad to know that he's doing well at WKC right now. And that he was able to turn that into a positive.
Right. So I watched that. That was pretty cool to see. They had a kid from Argentina who honestly had some skill, and I thought he was going to surprise everyone, make it to the finals in that. I watched some of the forums, the rounds, the finals for some of that. So I got to see what they do. And, in NASCA, they had the traditional challenge and then they had the Japanese Okinawan. So in WKC, they call it classical and then hard style, which I actually like it because it really means it shows what it is. So you have actual karate kata or classical kata, and you have those people that do that. and then you have hardstyle. And the man who's won the past 3 years gold medal for hardstyle is Anthony Merrickx, because he does a hardstyle form. It's pretty much like a modified
doesn't he just do a traditional kata?
No, he does his kata that was in his school, but is not recognized by the other organizations, right? So he's the one that actually does it to what the division means it to be. So
does it to the letter of the law.
Right. And so
he doesn't try to cheat the system. That's good.
Yeah, but
doesn't try to find another way to do it in extreme form.
No, yeah, exactly. No. So it's pretty cool to see that, to where there is that division for him, because really he doesn't do well. He's not able to do that in NASCA anymore, because NASCA pretty much has made it to where both divisions are the same. So it's like, what's the point? So they should call it a hard style one, and they should call it, which is.
But
more
what's going to happen when
Americanized karate is what it is.
Yeah, but then you're going to get people trying, jump 360s and saying, this is what we do in our school. And then that's what's going to happen.
Well, you're going to have guys in all styles, but you need to.
Right, I know that. So then what you're going to end up with is this another creative form division. Because that's what NASCA does, is they see, this is where the edge is at. How far can I tiptoe over the edge before you kick me over?
Right. But
that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
And that's why the creative form division is stupid.
So there's that. Several of my friends won golds. Jada Tuitt from North Carolina, she won gold in women's Korean and extreme. Daniela Barrientos, who I talked about a few weeks ago, she won the 35 plus traditional. She got bronze in the classical. Suba from Canada, she's a beast. She's pretty awesome. She won. And then Amber Rutherford got second. Who else was it? There was several different ones. I was kind of surprised with who won the Korean. It was Brandon from Mexico. He beat Edgar Cordova, who Edgar Cordova is probably one of my toughest competitors ever. We've tied like 4 times at tournaments. And we were in the finals at Super Grands 4 years in a row, or 4 out of 5 years, something like that. Us two in Korean. And he is probably one of my, I would say him and Bear Lobe are my toughest competitors to compete against in Korean in my whole career.
It's because you didn't compete against me.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's a joke. Got
it.
Total joke.
We'll get that one soon.
Not to that level. No,
we'll get to that soon.
That's not going to happen. I'm going to get whooped.
So congrats to all of them.
Congrats, guys.
There's a lot of team divisions. It's hard to keep up with them. That was the one thing. I didn't really get to watch any team forms or team weapons or any of that yet.
I
don't know.
I know Anthony Merrickx won the gold. Oh, you already mentioned that.
Yeah, he won.
And that was called the hard style? That's not the traditional. Hard style.
Well, it's hard style traditional. It's a traditional, but it's,
yeah. That's all I know as far as
the forms.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
I know the women U.S. won 35 plus. Women's team.
Fighting.
Yeah, and fighting.
Yeah, that was
my friend Ashley Floyd was on there.
Ashley Floyd,
and Rasha
Alnati, and then my student Julie Brown.
Right.
Yeah,
they
won him.
That's awesome. Yeah. So honestly,
Julie Brown's
I've enjoyed watching this, man.
That.
I've enjoyed watching it. I know there's been some streams up and down, but I remember that the internet in that place is crazy. There's so many other things, that we could say about it. I could probably go on a rant about this or that.
I like the teen boys. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see them all, but man, the talent is something. I'm assuming Tyson won the gold. Tyson Ray won the gold. Yeah,
but I think they do that tomorrow, for fighting. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So they do that. Gold I know Hunter Stevens is in there.
Forms was today. All the fighting gold medal round is tomorrow. You're right. Yeah, that happens. So but watching the junior teams, the junior teens, I watched the boys. in just their athleticism. So there's like, okay, so I mentioned there's a student of mine named Samuel Bassa. This dude has done like 3 national tournaments in his life.
Right.
Like legit, right? And he's fighting the world championships. And I talk him into it. I'm like, no, you're at that level. You're at that level. Just go do it. He's like, oh, I haven't had time to train. I'm just playing basketball. I'm like, yo, just cross him up. Just do the same thing. And he's out there, and that's basically what he's doing. Is he's crossing him up, sticking them. But that's where you find out. Like, no, it's important to be training this much. You have to do it. You have to go through.
How did he do?
He took bronze.
Bronze,
right?
Okay.
Yeah. He just kind of got out of crossing people up.
Right.
You know? But he was looking great. I think he broke a kid's nose, but I'm not sure.
All right.
So he was looking great. But there was a lot and it came down. The men's team final is going to be USA and Canada again. And I think USA is going to win. But
So who's on the team? Avery, Anthony,
Matthew. I think it's Drummond.
And was Dewan on that one or not?
Yeah, I know Dewan is on the 35.
I didn't see any of it, so I'm not sure.
And I think they won the gold for that. But that I'm not sure who's on. There's another guy who's on there because it's 5.
It's 5, yeah.
So I'm not sure, but I know that there's a few. Here's some of the guys from USA who are on who are just for their divisions are fighting for gold medals. So Michael McClendon.
Pro is the 5th one.
Who is
Pro? His name's Pro Halda. He's he fights with Team Empire, Richie Everidge and them. I think he is from El Java School. I'm pretty sure, or at one point he was. So everyone calls him Pro because it's hard to say his name.
And hand claps to El Java for winning the back-to-back diamond ring too.
That's right.
All right. So Michael McClendon, he's fighting for a gold medal. Avery's fighting for a gold medal. Anthony is. Matthew, Brandon Allen, and
Brandon Allen is all right.
Duan Brown, all right. So they're all fighting for one. So for the women, I think I've tried to jot down a few of them.
For the Morgan adults, right?
Yep, just for the adults. And this is just for the. I don't have them all, you know. I just got some info, and this is what I was able to gather. So Morgan, she's fighting for a gold medal. Someone named Audrey, Lynn DeGrout, Angel Priam, Hope Hamilton, Rasha. Rasha Al-Nadi, and then Julie Brown. They're fighting for gold medals. Awesome. And that's all going down tomorrow. So by the time you listen to this, the gold medal rounds will be happening.
That's right. Well, I think it's about 12:30 they do the finals for that stuff, and then they have some other things tomorrow. I think tomorrow they may do the team forms type thing. I think. I'm not sure really how it is. I really don't know, but I'm just saying one thing you got to give it up to them about. Honestly, I kind of like the organization, the way that the event runs. It's very smooth, and Mike Bernardo is one of the best coordinators there is. So that's something that no matter what, I always enjoy seeing that. So, and that's something Andrew Cavallon and I always talk about is that, and that's what he's saying. Well, of all the ones he's been to, it's the most organized. So. That makes it for a good weekend.
So look at that. It's the most organized, and it's got the best top-level competition.
There you go. Cool. Yeah.
So that's why when I hear like the WKU, the WKA, I'm like, what's the hype on that?
Yeah.
If it's not as well organized and it doesn't have the best top-level competition, what's the hype? I don't know. I'm asking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think so for fighting, it just depends on the year for WKU. I think next year it will be. But you look at the coaches. You look at AP being the coach. You look at Terry Kramer being the forms coach.
That changes things a little bit.
You look at, you
could get a lot more.
Other schools, you're looking at their Pan Ams being in Texas. You're going to get some people going. You're looking at other high-level schools that used to be within the NBL when it was big and are now doing WKU. You look at the traditional kind of thing in WKU in a lot of ways is better. Like some of the divisions at WKU had 27 to 30 competitors. So that's where I'm saying, like Ben told me he had 20 in his bracket in his division. Ben Stewart did. So that's kind of where I'm just looking at, now talent numbers. I get it all.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. So is what it is. I just say, hey, that one's in Quebec. Why not all of us try to make at least those three are the top ones? You know what I mean? And every year, why shouldn't we try to make
I have an idea.
The U.S. team the best it can be. So
nope, I have a solution. Here's what they should do. Both WKU and WKC should fly us out and put us up for the time that we're there, and we should do interviews, and we should do this. The Inside Scoop is on the road, man.
That's right.
Do that. All right.
I'll do it.
WKC, WKU, sell us on you. We'll come to you. Bring us out there. We'll pump it up. Go ahead.
That's right.
We'll do
some live shows. We'll make it fun.
Don't give me a good mic and a camera. I might run all around you.
Yes, sir. So definitely excited. And guys, I mean, we still have a great, couple of days to watch some more karate. And I think they do the finals, the night show, as well with their overalls.
It's all tomorrow. Yeah, all that's tomorrow.
I don't think that's tomorrow. I think it's Saturday.
Nope, it's on Friday.
Oh.
It's all Friday night. And then everybody takes off on Saturday.
Oh, all right. Okay. I thought there was still a little bit more to do.
That's it. All that's left is the gold medal round.
Yeah, and then they have overalls.
That all happens same day.
All right. Oh, same
day. So they do the gold medal round
Cool.
for their divisions, like
Tomorrow,
during the day.
During the day.
And then at night they do the team final and the championship.
And the championships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it goes quick because everything's basically done.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. I like it.
This will be good. We're gonna have a fast turnaround between now and the next show because we're doing ours later on in the week this week. So we're gonna come around quick. I'll have a different Christmas
Wednesday
sweater
morning.
for you next week.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm excited.
Y'all can comment on the sweater and the mustache and tell me how much you love them both.
Oh man.
Maybe that should be the should it stay or should it go? Should it stay or should it go?
Get rid of the stash.
Christmas sweaters.
Keep the sweater and leave the stash. Get rid of the stash.
Jeff's beard is weird. And my stash is trash.
That's right. Oh man. All right, man.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next time.
See you guys next week.